David worked hard every day, and one night he was waiting at the subway station to catch a train to his job. But something was very wrong. The station was completely empty. No people, no noise, only an eerie silence. David glanced around, puzzled. "Hello? Is anyone here?" he called out, but there was no answer. Trying to leave, he walked toward the exit, only to find that as soon as he stepped outside, he mysteriously ended up back inside the station. No matter how many times he tried, he could not escape. David tried for over a year to get out of the subway station, but every time he tried, he magically got back in the station. Growing desperate, David decided, maybe I should just end it all. He found a secluded corner of the station and attempted to take his own life. But even after he died, he awoke again in that same deserted subway station. He tried to kill himself again and again. But every time he wakes up and appears in that subway station and can't leave it, even if he dies. Each time David reappeared, he saw the ghosts of his family, his parents, his brother, and his late wife. Their sad eyes and soft voices called to him. "David, why do you keep running?" his mother whispered one time. "Come back to us," his wife pleaded gently. But David could not understand why he was forced to live over and over again in that cursed place. One dreadful night, as David wandered the dark station, he heard a terrible sound. Suddenly, creepy monsters began to appear among the shadows, their eyes glowing and claws ready to tear him apart. In a relentless onslaught, the monsters attacked him mercilessly. Each time they slashed, bit, and tore him in different, gruesome ways. He was killed by a crushing blow one moment, then gored by sharp fangs the next. His body suffered a dozen different brutal deaths. Yet, no matter how many times the monsters ended his life in horrific fashion, David always awoke again, trapped in the station like a prisoner of his own fate. Year after year, this nightmare continued. David's hope faded as he saw his dead family again and again. The constant cycle of death and rebirth broke his spirit, and he eventually grew old. Now, with a weary body and trembling hands, he could barely walk. One fateful night, David managed to break free from the station. Gasping for air, he staggered onto a deserted street. There, he saw an old woman standing under a flickering streetlight. He approached her slowly and asked, "Who are you?" The old woman looked into his eyes and replied, "I am the mother of a child you killed many years ago." David's heart pounded as he tried to remember. He recalled a dark secret from his youth. He had been involved in a scandal at work, and one day, a child had witnessed him kissing and touching his boss's wife. In a desperate moment, David had killed that child, choking him and hiding his body in a suitcase before dumping it into a lake. The old woman continued, her voice heavy with sorrow and anger. "I knew witchcraft, and I cast a spell on you. You were cursed to die over and over in this subway station, to suffer for your sins. I did this so you would pay for taking my child away from me." David fell to his knees, tears streaming down his face. "Please, forgive me. I was so young and foolish. I never meant to hurt anyone," he begged desperately. The old woman shook her head slowly. "I can never forgive you," she said. "Your punishment is almost over. For now, I release you from your endless torment." With that, she turned and walked away into the night. Crushed with grief and regret, David sat on the cold pavement, crying for the murder he committed years ago. He had paid for his crime over and over again, and now his whole life is wasted away in that subway station, living a miserable life where he died countless times. After a long while, he slowly stood up and, with great effort, made his way back to the subway station. He returned there, knowing that he must now face his true death, his final end. As he sat in the dark, empty station, David whispered, "This time, let me go." The silence that followed was heavy with the weight of his past. In that moment, with no more hope of redemption, David waited for his real death, praying that his tortured soul might finally find peace. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel for more thrilling tales. I also write novels in different genres like sci-fi, fantasy, and horror. If you'd like to check them out, click the link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more exciting stories.